Good morning and happy Thanksgiving. It is obviously Thanksgiving 2017, and tonight's the night. Today's the day. We've got obviously Thanksgiving dinner planned for the afternoon, uh, probably about noon to 4. So I'm up early. I had to work really super late last night, and I was planning on getting the lights on and checked and everything up and running. So I was unable to do that. I'm having a breaker issue. I've got extension cords running into my houses, and the only thing I've got plugged in right now on this, I'm powering up this box, the strobe light at the top, and a Christmas strand out the front, and the disco ball. And the breaker keeps breaking for some reason, so we probably have some moisture somewhere, obviously. Plugged it into my daughter's room, which is a GFI outlet for some reason. I don't know. And it keeps on breaking the breaker in the breaker box. So I'm gonna have to run an extension cord back to my room for this box. So that's the first thing I'm gonna do. I gotta get some Ethernet cords to start showing you. This video is going to contain a lot of the hardware configuration and hooking up the boxes and then what you have to do. This is probably going to be a little lengthy video, but hopefully it's just going to consist of today. My goal is to take all the footage for today and upload it tonight. So anyway, let's get the day started. Okay, up at the boxes here. Boxes installed. I went ahead and plugged most of my cables in. My extension cords in. I've still got a lot to untangle and make neat. This is going to be my rat's nest of extension cords. I always have one of these somewhere. This year it's going to be right here. Anyway, when it comes to hooking up these boxes, it doesn't matter which order you put it in. But if you open up, right now I've got the, Anyway, I've got the first cord, this is just an Ethernet cord going from my computer to a box. This is actually box number 4. Doesn't matter what order that they are in. Now, we've got for lack of better terms, you have 2 Ethernet ports here. Let's see if I'm looking at this wrong here. Okay, and then this one here is like a phone cord, so a phone port. I don't honestly know what that's for. Never used it, but what we're going to use here is our 2 larger ports. These are the I think they're RJ45. They're the Ethernet sized ports. Okay, so we're using Ethernet cables, and we're going to go from here, from the other Ethernet port here to box 3, and then one from here to box 2, and then we have a long one that's going to go from box 2 to box 1, and it's going to end there. So let's get those hooked up. Okay, on this side, your Ethernet cable will plug into this adapter. Rama sells this adapter. It's USB 485. It usually comes with a starter pack, which comes with a copy of the software, basic software, an Ethernet cable, and this adapter. Without this, you can't control your boxes. I've had to buy like 3 of these over the years because I lose them since they're such a small part. So make sure that you put these in a safe spot. Now I actually put this inside one of the Rama boxes through the off season, so I don't forget, I don't lose it. So anyway, we're just gonna hook this up to the computer. Okay, once you get your devices plugged in, once you plug in the little converter here to your computer, you should hear that sound that just came on over. You heard it, that doo-doo-doo-doo. Just indicating that it is connected. We'll go up and open our Rama hardware. It'll open up this window right here. Now I've already configured it to make sure I knew what I was doing before I made this video, but what you want to first do is come over here and hit auto configuration, and then you hit OK. It's going to scan the ports, and it's going to locate the drive on, in this case, COM5, communications port 5. Okay. Once you do that, you want to hit the refresh button here, and this is going to take just a minute or two, but it's going to search. As long as you got to keep in mind that you have to have all your boxes plugged in with your Ethernet cables and all your boxes powered up. All right. So let's pause this for a second. Alright, when it gets done, it's going to come up and it'll show you, it showed 4 boxes or 4 units found. Okay, and then you've got each each box and what they're labeled. In this case, should be 01, 02, 03, 04. All right. Now I don't know if I have box 1 out there put in the right spot. I might be lucky. I might have 1, 2, 3, 4 perfectly. But if I'm not, if I don't, then I need to go ahead and change that. And you change that right here. Change existing IDs. All right. We need to figure out now. Box 1 is supposed to be the Christmas tree. So I'm just going to go ahead. See, all the channels are selected, and I'm going to go on. And right now, what it's doing is it's chasing. And I can actually tell already that it is. I've got it plugged into the right ones, because if we go outside, box 1 is supposed to be the tree, and you can see the lights. It's hard to see because it's getting daylight out, but the lights are actually are on and are chasing actually. So because they're chasing from 1 to 16 just over and over again. So you know that box 1 is 1, so that's good. Now box 2, which is that first box to the left, that one should be the candy canes, and I don't even know what else. Candy canes and I don't know, but let's see. What we're gonna do here is select box. Just drop down. We're gonna select box 2, and we're gonna do the same thing. Turn on, and it's gonna start chasing those channels. So let's go outside and see what those are. All right, actually, box 2 is my boxes, my eve and my peak, and that is actually what it is. So far I'm 2 for 2. Let's go ahead and do box 3. Me for a curve right here, and I'll let you know that when you're using your hardware controller to do this, sometimes when you turn off a particular unit, one channel of that unit will stay on. So that is why that's on. But I actually not sure exactly how I managed to do it, but have went 4 for 4 for all my boxes, so I don't have to do any relabeling. I'm about to show you how to relabel. You can see my candy canes are going, and it's hard to see, and then my arches are going. So this is the right box. So this is box 3, and that leaves box 4 to be correct as well. So, but let me go ahead and show you how to change those unit IDs if you need to. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn these off. Now, if I needed to change the units, now I did label those boxes 1, 2, 3, and 4. I honestly didn't know I used them in that order last year. That's why I thought I had to change them. I'm using them in that order today. So, or at least this year, so I know next year I don't have to do all this. All I have to do is hook them up and go. But so if you wanted to change an existing unit ID, you would come here to the old unit ID number. You'd pick, okay, if box 1 is supposed to actually be box 4, you would say, okay, change box 1. New ID number for that would be box 4. And then you hit change unit ID, and it'll change that. Now I'll give you a fair warning here. I already have a box 4, so if I change 1 to 4, now I'll have 2 box 4s. Okay, and I've never tried it out, but in theory I'm going to assume that if I have 2 box 4s, those boxes will mirror each other. All right, so channel 1 on both would, if you programmed, if you for whatever reason wanted to marry or mirror 2 boxes so they do exactly the same, you could do that just by keep labeling both the same unit ID. So in this case, I have a box 1 and I have a box 4. I don't want to just do this because then I'll have box 2, 3, and 2 4s. All right, so what I would want to do first is I would want to go change box 4 to box 5, let's say, and then move 1 to 4, and then move 5 to 1. Hope that makes sense. So this way you're not having to run around yourself in circles trying to figure out which box 4 you're trying to move. In this case, I don't think it gives you the option to say I want to move only one box 4. If you move box 4, let's just say I moved 1 to 4, now I have 2 4s. I would then want to move 4 to 1, but I'd be moving both 4s to 1, so I'd have 2 1s. I couldn't just move one at a time. So this way you have to take the one you want, you have to label it a different, box 5, box 6, box 7, and then move the one you want to that spot, and then move that box 6 or with that random box that you're not going to be using back to the spot you want. If for whatever reason you do make that mistake and now you have 2 box 3s or 2 box 4s or whatever the case may be, the way to correct that, the only way that I know to correct that, and there might be a different way, so forgive me if there is a better, easier way, but you have to disconnect the box. One of the boxes, you have 2 box 4s out there and you only want to move one of them to box 1, you would have to disconnect the one you don't want to move. Pull off the Ethernet port, come in here, change it, hit save, plug it back in, then it'll then refresh and you'll have 4 boxes and there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. So hopefully that made sense and you followed that. But this is the hardware manager for Rama, and this is what it does. This is your first step before you can actually start controlling any of your lights. After you get them hooked up, you come in here and you configure the thing. You also have, where is it at here? Light console, and this will come up with this device here. You select the unit you want to test, box 1, 2, 3, or 4, and then let's say on box 1 I want channel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way up to 16, or I can use the master control and dim them all up all at the same time. Okay, so right now this is what I'm going to be using when it comes to testing my lights to make sure they're working. I'm going to start with the tree. I'm going to go ahead and dim up the first 8 channels all the way to 100, and then I'm going to start climbing the tower and making sure that all the lights are working, testing them, replacing them, whatever needs to be done. All right, well, family Thanksgiving thing is over, and we're back home. Tonight is the night. It is 5:30. It's raining. It's been raining all afternoon. Went ahead and set up the secondary monitor in the window here. I put it up on some paint cans. I don't know if you can see there, but I'm gonna have to hide those to make it a little bit nicer window. But I was gonna use the projector, but I think I might have said in earlier videos, these lights on these pillars and things would wash out the screen. So I decided to take the TV out of my room and put it up here. It's gonna be nice and bright, and use this for the season. And then next year, during the year, plan on getting a new projector. One's gonna be nicer and actually go in the yard, kind of like what I did for Halloween. So just gonna get this set up, get the hardware. Actually, I'm gonna build the show, which I'll show you what I'm doing, building the show. And then I'm going to put the hardware control thing out here again and start. It's a lot easier to test lights when it's dark at night. You can see what you're doing, see the lights are on or off, but that's the plan. And then hopefully sometime tonight I'll have the show running. But that's just gotta take time. I've had a lot of obstacles and things get in the way, rain and late nights at work, but hopefully I can get it on tonight. We're going to Disney for the weekend, starting tomorrow. Focus, okay. And so I'm hoping to have it up and on for the weekend. Well, I'm not here, obviously. So anyway, let's see what we're gonna do. Okay, when it comes to setting up the schedule, you have to have your shows programmed, and then you have to build your show and then create your schedule, and then make sure your control panel is on. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to go ahead and start the show, you know, and then start working on the lights as the show is going. And if I feel like I need to shut it off and turn on the hardware manager, then I'll do that. But let me show you how to build your show and then set up the schedule, and then play the show, get the show going per the timer. So let me turn the camera around. Okay, you want to open up your Rama folder and open up the LOR show editor. This is your show basically. Okay, as you can see here, you have a couple different tabs to choose from. One's background, one's startup, one's animation, one's musical, interactive, and then shutdown. Now in my show I have a national anthem. It's a national anthem from Christmas Vacation. So I'm actually going to add that one to the startup. So I go to, this means it's only going to play once at the very beginning of the show. Your musical is going to be all your shows that are going to repeat over and over again throughout the hours that the show's running. And then your shutdown would be just the opposite of startup. This is a one show you want to play at the very end, and that's it. But I'm going to have a startup show. We're going to hit add or plus here. We're going to open up it automatically came up to my sequences. And you see 2017 National Anthem. I'm going to select that and hit open. And it adds it there. Now I'm going to move over to musical, because these are musical sequences. They're not just animated sequences. Now if you created any kind of sequence that has no music to it, it's just an animated sequence, you'd have to add that here. Musical sequence, I'm going to open this, and I'm going to add the songs that I have currently done. Holiday Emergency, Holiday Flight, All I Want for Christmas. Oh, that's not the one I want. I need to make sure I'm doing the 2017 ones. All I Want for Christmas, 2017, Christmas is all around. And I believe that's all I have completely. Nope, I got Christmas Vacation as well. Alright, so I have those 5 songs completely done. I'm going to go ahead and open that, and it's going to put it on a list here. Now this is the order it's going to list, unless you come over here where it says shuffle. Now I like to put them in my own order, so I'm not going to shuffle. If I click on one, I can move it up and down over here. Alright, this is fine order for me right now. But you can click on one, move it up and down the list. Okay. When you get done, you want to go ahead and hit Save As. It comes up to the show, and I'm going to put 2017 Christmas. Hit OK, and that show is built. Now your next step would be to come down here, open up your Lighter Rama as well, your Lighter Rama folder. Now keep in mind, I will be creating a new better video showing this tutorial here in the next month or two to add to my Lighter Rama. I'm just doing this as I'm doing it today. Now what we want to do is look for our schedule editor. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and open this, and it's going to come up with this beautiful screen here. Now what I've got here is my 2017 Halloween show, and what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and delete this. I'm going to right click and hit delete, and it's going to delete each day, so I have to go here and delete them all by day. I'm going to pause the video and do that real quick. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to hit add. Comes up with this file, you hit the 3 dots to add the show. This is the show we just built, the Christmas LLS 2017. And then we select the time we want it to start. Now it is currently, you can see it's almost completely dark out. It's almost 6 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is go to set this for 6 o'clock p.m. and I want it to run till 10 o'clock p.m. Monday through Friday is fine. I'm going to hit add, and you can see it adds it there. Now once we get closer to the holiday or Christmas, Christmas Eve, things like that, I'm going to have these shows run a little bit longer. Maybe kind of a week or two, I'm going to have it run a little longer on the weekends. But for right now, 6 to 10 is fine. And I'm going to save. And right now that is saved. That show is saved in the file. Now your last step would be to open up your Lighter Rama folder again, which I think mine's already, no actually it isn't because my computer shut down here. So we want to go ahead, open the Lighter Rama folder, and open up Control Panel. Okay. Now what that's going to do is actually run the Lighter Rama control panel. You'll see a little red light over here. That's an indication that the control panel is on and working, but everything is disabled. So you're going to right click on this and enable schedule. This will allow the schedule to run at the appropriate time. Now, according to the computer, it's 5:51. Okay, so at 6 o'clock, based on the computer time, it's going to start that show that we set, because today is Thursday. It's supposed to come on Thursday from 6 to 10. And it's all based on your computer time, so make sure your computer time is good, it's accurate, it's right. Also, you're going to need to make sure that your computer's on, ready to go. Especially if you're going to let it come on whenever it's supposed to come on. Just let the computer, leave it alone, leave it on, kind of use a designated computer that no one's really going to use, all right? Now, when this show comes on, it'll be good to go. One thing you're going to need to do, and make sure, especially if you get a video, in this case I'm having a video, I'm having the screen in the window. You're going to want to come up to your okay, we want to come up to edit, down to preferences, and to video preferences right there. Okay, it gives you this box. We want to display the videos, and then we want to come here and select full screen monitor. Alright, if you only have the one monitor and you're going to play your videos on your actual monitor, then you would have to select this and then click, well actually let's select it, because I have a secondary monitor. You select it, it says after closing this message, move the mouse pointer to the desired window and click the mouse button. That will designate that monitor for the full screen. So we hit OK. My secondary monitor is to the right, so I'm just going to push my mouse to the right and hit the OK, or hit my mouse button. And as soon as I do that, that went from waiting to select full screen. All right, so we are good to go there. This way, when the video when the show starts playing, it's going to designate and play full screen on my secondary monitor, which is in the window. Now, if you left click on that, well, I'll show you here. Ooh, what am I doing? Okay, if I came down here, you'll see the blue. Now the light has turned blue since we've enabled the show. If we left click on it, we will be able to bring up this message, which kind of gives you a status of what the show is doing. Right now it's waiting until 6 o'clock. This is an indication that basically tells you what everything is doing on the machine. And right now we are about 5 seconds away from the show coming on. Here we go. You can see that now it's starting to load the show. And let's go on outside and see what it's doing. Lights are starting to come on. My video is going on. You can see I've got sections out that I've got to work on. The biggest thing that aggravates me about this, the very half top of the first channel on the tower is out. So I have got to get up there and change that. I can't fix it. I have tried. I was up there this morning. I can't fix it. Not everything is plugged in yet. And we've got some lights that I still have to work on. But you can see that the show is working. My DMX controllers are controlling. I gotta turn the volume up a little bit. Sexy looking tree. It's pretty sad that I get turned on by a Christmas tree like that. It's a lot of hard work coming in, and I'm glad it's shaped to the way it is and it's gonna look good. Alright. Everything is up and running. The tree, every light on the, well, except for that one half a strand at the very top, which you can't really tell, which I'm not going to fix until I get, until next week. But the entire spiral's working, everything on the roof is working, the eave is working. Everything is up and on the right channel. So I'm going to take a walk around take the dogs for a walk around the park and see how far we can see our tree from in the neighborhood. Just walking around the block, and we've come to somewhat of an opening where you can see the tree. We're probably a quarter mile away. Most favorite views from underneath. So cool. It's like you're flying through a tunnel. I must say, one thing I'm disappointed in is the fact that the disco balls aren't lining up as much as I thought they would. I'm considering moving them closer to the spotlights. Maybe they will light up a little bit brighter that way. But not going to happen tonight, obviously. But it is up and on. And this is 64 channels plus an extra 28 channels. Or 26 channels of DMX. I might have a couple other things to put on. Not going to come up before the weekend. But now my job is to keep the show maintained, keep the lights on. And then you see, it's easier to see when you're here with the TV in the window lights up. So. Alright guys, let me get to a place where you can see me. I just wanted to make a last quick clip of this video. Appreciate you watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. I meet my deadline. I'm up and running. My show's going. I've still got I got a section of lights that just went out on the roof, so I might get up there and fix it. But tomorrow, which is Friday. Hey, look at that. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we're going to be at Disney. This is going to be our last trip to Disney because our tickets are expiring. So expect a video from me coming in sometime early next week of that trip. Also, if you want to, I most likely will post a video to my our family vlog page. So look for the link below for that channel if you want to take a look at that. Maybe subscribe to that channel. It's up to you. Anyway, appreciate you watching. There's still more videos to come. I'm going to be adding a few things. We're going to do some programming and do some tutorials on the lighter Rama. I'm going to go over to Tom's and get some videos together of his lights and what he did. Also, anything Christmas we do over the season, we'll be adding that to the channel. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Talk to you guys later.